Hello everybody, so I'm very excited. I'm a huge SEGA Arcade fan. To get this book, the SEGA Arcade Pop-Up History, and you can probably hear in the background I've got Outrun playing. Yeah, it's a SEGA Saturn version as well, which is, I think in my opinion, one of the best. And I've been playing a bit of Outrun, Space Harrier and Afterburner, and I guess it ties me in nicely to what we have here, this very beautiful SEGA Arcade Pop-Up History. Now this was kickstarted, I don't remember. I'll just leave Outrun playing in the background. It's sort of part of the ambience really. Might just flick it over to some of the tunes of the other arcade games as well, because they feature in this magazine. What am I calling it, a magazine? It's more than a magazine, it's a pop-up book. You don't see pop-up books very often these days. It was certainly a thing of my childhood. I think every book was a pop-up book. I mean, I know you get pop-up books now, but you don't get sort of pop-up books for adults, do you? And maybe this is the start of something, because I'm really excited to get into this. So I've just unwrapped the cellophane, none of that messing about. You don't want to see that, you just want to see the real deal, and here it is. So we've got the beautiful front cover. I should have Hang On playing really, shouldn't I, for this bit, but we'll have Outrun. It's still motorsport of that description. So let's say it's called SEGA Arcade Pop-Up History. I'm just going to turn that off for a second there. And you've got the Hang On. It's kind of like a diagram, line drawing, which is really nice, like a schematic on the cover there. You can see the colour. It's an interesting colour as well. It's kind of like an orangey red. It's not a red. It's not an orange. It's sort of a, and I mean this in the positive sense. It's like a muted colour because it's kind of a coffee table book. That's the idea of it. Get it out occasionally. I should be wearing white gloves for this. I have scrubbed my hands clean. Haven't been doing any gardening today. But I just want to kind of handle it with care, because it is a bit of delicate piece here we've got. So it's just come out of that game Outrun. It's going to be blaring in the background otherwise, as it should, but let's listen to me talk you through this. And then you've got the spine aspect. Again, I'm just going to be really careful here, just so we don't mess it up. And again, it's got SEGA Arcade Pop-Up History and the ROM Alerts logo there. Round the back is telling you what's in there. So you can see Hang On, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner, Thunderblade and Power Drift. I mean, wow. There's some that I would have liked in there, some that definitely are in there, which are just brilliant. They haven't missed those out. I mean, if they'd have missed out Outrun and Space Harrier, particularly, I think Afterburner maybe, but I would have been a little disappointed, but not. I wouldn't have gone mad. Wouldn't have had that gamer rage. It's down to the author to choose what they want in there, but it's great that they've got those titles in there. What other, say, 3 titles would you have liked to seen from the SEGA Arcade? As I say, I'm very happy with that list. Some of my real favourites in there. Power Drift's a real favourite of mine. I don't know what you guys feel. You can hear Afterburner in the background. I'm just going to lift the camera up there. That's a bit of a classic. So we'll be getting into Afterburner, obviously, in this book. If I had to pick 3 others, it's quite hard actually, because they've done a good job in picking these selection here. I'm just going to turn that down a bit. I would say maybe Galaxy Force 2, because it's such a beast of a machine. It would have been great to see that as a pop-up. And what else would I like to see? I suppose Hang On is the kind of main one, because it's a large motorbike, but I do like Super Hang On, but I'm happy with Hang On. So Galaxy Force 2, it's quite hard actually. I think they've covered most of the decent ones off really. So I think maybe just name you one. What other one would you have liked to know? I'd have liked to see Galaxy Force 2, but anyway, let's talk about what's in here. So I'm going to do it, I think, shall I do it in order? Yeah, let's do it in order. I'm going to get into the book part, but you know what? Let's just get into the pop-up bit, because that's what we want to see. So, wow, this is the first time I've opened this. Look at that. I'm just going to turn Space Harrier off, because that shouldn't be playing in the background when I'm looking at Hang On. That's pretty exciting. Isn't that amazing? Let's just put that there. Can you see that? Yeah, I think you can. So I'll bring it into the camera a bit more, but I want to see so you can see the whole book side of it. 1985 ride-on type. I guess that's the kind of almost arcade description for it. It's 240 kilos and it's got a 20-inch CRT. But just talking about the actual pop-up art, let's just bring it into the camera a bit more. Isn't that fantastic looking? It's a beautiful looking thing. It's almost like having your own arcade, especially when you've got like a game room and stuff behind it. You almost want to have it open perhaps on certain pages just to have a look at it, especially if you're even playing the game. It'd be quite a nice inspiration. But just the little details, obviously you've got the CRT. I don't want to bend it, I'm not going to touch it too much. I might just do that with some gloves on a bit later, but just bring that into the camera. You've even got the handlebars, you've got the coin mechanism there for putting your coins in to play the game. Obviously the side art, all the Sega graphics. You can see it for yourself, I'll just describe it a bit. The front of a machine. It's very detailed. They haven't gone overboard, they haven't lifted it. Like I think it would have been quite hard to actually do the base and have a pop-up. So I expect there was lots of paper engineering people involved in this. I've done a bit of print and design stuff myself. I have done a couple of pop-up books, funnily enough, but not with this level of kind of cutouts on it. It's really got a lot of cutouts and things that are being put together, several pieces that make this up. But just look at how nice that's done. I'm going to bring in Afterburner when we're actually looking at it. But yeah, you've got every level of detail. They're not missing a trick here. And you obviously got the game on the screen, which is really nice. I'm not going to bend that, but I think you can bend that in. So that's Hang On. Really, really cool. Just want to bring it in very close so you can see it. The level of detail. It's like having your own model, arcade model, which is it's pretty excited. Right, let's go into the next one then. And wow, just very gently. This is Space Harrier. Now I feel like Space Harrier needs to be on now. I'm just going to put this on in the background, but rather than wait too long. Look at that, isn't that a beauty? Now this is one of my favourite deluxe cabs of all time because of just its early entry, I suppose, into the deluxe arcade cabs. It was 1985. It's actually a rolling cab, if you didn't know. It's not a hydraulic cab, so it sits on a rolling mechanism. Somebody did tell me that, a very good Space Harrier game player some years back, so I was aware of that. But it's very clear here, it is a rolling type. It weighs 280 kilos, Space Harrier, believe it or not, and it displays a 21-inch CRT, and I've got it in the background here. Here it is, Space Harrier. Should we just look at that? So that's the fun bit. You can hear it in the background. I'm not going to play it because I'm trying to talk at the same time. I'll play it as well. I'll do two things. If you just lift the camera up, I'm probably going to die because I'm not controlling it. But there it is, Space Harrier. And that whole, you know, when it goes, ah, everybody heard that in the arcade, didn't they? So, I'm just going to talk about Space Harrier while I'm playing it as well. I'm just going to move it around so you can see it a bit better. I'm really dying here because I'm trying to do two things at once. Let's just bring it round so you can see. Isn't that cool? Oops. I'm really not doing well here because I'm not really playing it. You get the general idea, so it'd be quite good to just prop it up, play a bit of Space Harrier, as I am in the background here. I'm just running along pressing fire actually. And is it like the original? I'd say it's pretty close. Yeah, it's very close in fact. You've got all the level of detail. It's great to see the screen. The back of the Space Harrier cab is pretty beautiful, isn't it? With those lights flashing. And the sound in the background. It's just like being there, isn't it? But yeah, when you see the angles, you can see through the cab. The whole red seating part of it. It's really excellent, isn't it? It's a beautiful cab, Space Harrier. I could labour on this one particularly. I think this one is a lot of detail. The cutouts are really nicely done. And again, as I say, you know, it's a little kind of display piece. Just have it open occasionally. Maybe when you're playing the game or just want to have a look at it. It's quite nice now. I've got that in the background. It's kind of groovy, isn't it? But yeah, just want to bring and show you the detail. is a very, very detailed cardboard model, really. That's what you're looking at. It's just to kind of look at it in awe, look at the detail. It's almost like having it at home, isn't it? Having your very own cabinet. Right. You know what's coming next. You know I like this game if you follow us a lot, especially on Twitter and social media. Let's just get out of this. The anticipation is high now, I'm afraid, because this is probably it's not probably, it is my favourite arcade game of all time, let alone Sega, and it is the mighty Outrun. So I'm just going to put Outrun on. Here I'm just going to open it. Shall I open it? Go on. Here it is. Wow, look at that in all its glory. Just want to keep silent. Look at it. Doesn't it look cool? That's just, I mean, it's a piece of art anyway, the Outrun cab, as far as I'm concerned. And there we have it in the background. Let's just put that down a sec. You can hear it, there it is. Just playing the Sega Saturn version earlier. I'll be playing it afterwards as well. Because I'm inspired by this book. It really is good so far. Pretty impressed. Nothing's flown out, no glue has fallen out. It's really nicely finished. I think that's really important to say. This is a Sega AM2 custom board, Motorsport. It's actually 350 kilos. And it's got a very large TV in compared to the others. It's got a 26-inch CRT. Remember, that's a CRT, not an LCD, so it's a beast of a thing. Weighs a lot, 350 kilos. But every kilo is well worth it. Got the detail of the steering wheel. It's really beautifully done there. See the wheels. It's just like a little car, isn't it? It should be Outrun. It looks like a Ferrari. It drives like a Ferrari. It is a Ferrari, and it's just a gorgeous looking cab. One of my favourite games. There it is, Outrun. And there, you've got the music in the background even. It's just a great little model, isn't it? Look. I could stare at this for hours, but I won't. This could be a very long video otherwise. But I will just labour on it somewhat. Just even the little details on the wheels there, you can see. The grips and the writing. Outrun. Not so much the grips, but the writing anyway. The seats. Even got the lines and detail there. Just bring that out so you can see it. You'll see the game on screen. I'm not going to pull it out. You can, I think, pull these out so you can see it flat. I'm not going to do that just yet. Should we just very, very gently try? I don't want to... There you go. Oh, I just feel like I might bend it. I'm very accident prone, so I think we'll just leave it like that for now. That's amazing, isn't it? This is one hell of a machine. It's really nicely recreated here. Right, next one. Moving forward. Wow, this is going to be good. Now, let's come out again. We might as well do this. A bit of preparation went on here for a change in this video. So I got the games ready. I was playing these before to get myself in the mood. And the next one coming up. We've all seen this game. It's very famous because it's been in the movie Terminator 2. Eddie Furlong was playing this, obviously, and it is all very careful. Wow, this is a lot of detail in this one. Look at this, Afterburner. Look at this. Wow, there's a lot of paper engineering in this one. So this is the Sega AM2 K-board Air Combat. It's like an air, obviously that's the division or the type. It's a beastly 362 kilograms. I would have thought it was a lot more than the Outrun cab actually. So it's just marginally heavier than the Outrun cab. And we have it in the background on the Sega Saturn. Let's just lift that camera up. Ooh, a bit wobbly there. And the camera's just gone very weird. Look at that. We're literally in Afterburner, aren't we? On the side. Woohoo! There it is. Just great to see that. It did a bit of an Afterburner there, didn't it? Sorry about that. Fast moving, but maybe that's more G-lock, isn't it? We're not really going on the side. Right, let's just bring it down to the book. Straight in the piece. Oh, my foot there in the in the screen, but yeah, there it is, Afterburner. You see in the joystick, I think you can see that, it's a little dark, maybe I should have got a little torch to shine inside, but maybe if I bring it there, you'll see the joystick, it's a very famous joystick, isn't it, Afterburner, and the screen. I'm not going to push this one out just yet, I think this is a later job. Just bring it on the side so you can see the detail, and there it is. It's a really nice looking model. I feel like John Connor now, I just want to get in it and play it at the arcade as he did. Eddie Furlong, the actor, John Connor, who played this in Terminator 2, of course. And it's a great looking cab. It is a beast of a cab, and they've done it justice here, I have to say. So I'm not going to bend it too much because I think I might just split it. So I think there's a tendency to want to press it, but I wouldn't recommend it particularly. I think it's because it's a pop-up book. You get the idea. You don't need to bend it straight. I wouldn't recommend it. Others might have done this in videos, but I wouldn't trust myself. Isn't that great? You can hear it in the background now. It's like a little man could just get in it and play it. Loving this one, guys. Just going to put that there. Wow. There it is, Afterburner. Pretty excited. So, you can hear the music hopefully in the background. Should we just bring it around the front there so you can see it a bit better? Actually looks better on the side, doesn't it, I think, when you're looking at it. Or like an isometric view like that. There you go, just move it to the side. Right, let's move on to the next one. Get that music out because it might confuse us, because it's not going to be obviously Afterburner. It is Thunderblade. That orange is really beautiful, actually. This is number 5. Probably not one of my most favourite experiences of a cab, because you don't get the kind of movement, but it's still very nice. I like the way it sits on the rails, looks like a helicopter. It's a really nice pop-up, actually. You can see that, especially on the side. It's very complete, very elegant looking. It's a great piece of paper engineering again, guys. I have to say, you know, no glue sticking out, nothing sort of untoward. These have been very carefully checked in quality control. It's 140 kilos, a lot lighter than the others. 20-inch CRT TV, and this is number 5 in the pop-ups. We're nearly there now, and I'm going to talk about the book at the end as well, but I wanted to get into the pop-ups first because it's the bit that I want to look at and it's the bit that you want to look at as well. There's the screen. The joystick's really cool. I daren't touch that. It's going to bend really easy. This is very delicate, this one, but isn't it great looking? It's like a really elegant spider. I don't know why that came into my head, but it's just the way it sits, and yeah, you can see all the way through it. And that's a bit like the actual original cab. It was quite, it's almost like delicate looking, because it's that kind of style of helicopter. You've got the coin mechanism on the side there, you can see. Just points, I won't touch. Obviously the game on screen. The seat's really cool. That kind of orange seat pad there. And all the SEGA livery. There it is, Thunderblade. Now I don't have SEGA Ages, isn't on, doesn't have Thunderblade, so no music, but you get the general idea. So the final one. Ooh, this is going to be nice. Oh, it's this style of Power Drift as well. Oh, isn't it? This is gorgeous. Wow, I love Power Drift. Power Drift's actually a really good game to play. PC Engine version is quite a good version as well. There are obviously several versions of Power Drift, but PC Engine is pretty good, and this is a great version. 1988 deluxe cab. This is 320 kilos, believe it or not. Power Drift. It's a beast of a thing, and SEGA AM2, which is a Y board, and it's again in the motorsport division. I wouldn't say it's a classic motorsport game. It's certainly not an F1 simulator. It's a mad, crazy, fun game, this. If you haven't had a chance to play it in the arcade if you can. Arcade Club have got this, maybe a few others, but Arcade Club definitely have a Power Drift. Pretty sure of that. Also at Play Expo events, they have a Power Drift. And I'd highly recommend you play it. It's a real fun game. Steering wheel, the screen, you've got the kind of cool livery here. Definitely not going to bend that, because that is going to just break. The back aspect to it, it's really coolly done. It's like a racing car. That yellow sings out. It's such a nice colour. There it is, Power Drift. And it's the final one, I'm afraid, number 6. So I'm going to talk about the book in terms of the front of it. And it goes into the pop-up history. I'm not going to spoil this too much because I just want to show you the actual pop-ups. And it gives you a forward here. So I'm not going to labour on this too much. It's several pages. So there's some meat on it as well, and it gives you reviews. I remember reading this about the book in a Kickstarter. Very careful because black pages do mark. And it's you've got some screenshots there. Gives you a review of each of them. I think you've got some schematic drawings as well. Some concept art, which is really, really nice to see. Some early drawings here. The concept of Afterburner. They're great drawings, aren't they? Imagine if they made prototypes of those as well. So I do prototyping for my job, and it's really cool to see the early stuff. It'd be great to see some actual prototypes, even if they made some models. And then Thunderblade. I have to be very careful with the pages. This black will mark very easily. And then, yeah, then it goes into the pop-ups, and just the final go through. Hang on. Space Harrier. Outrun. Be careful. Afterburner. You don't want to flick these hard. Thunderblade. And finally, we have Power Drift. That's great. I'm going to get back into that book again. I was really excited to share it with you today. So it's the first time I've seen it and opened it up. This is SEGA Arcade Pop-Up History. Hope you like this review. Going to be trying to bring you more videos over the coming months. Also got some guest reviews hopefully as well. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the old notification button, doing that usual thing. Also share, if you can, our videos with your friends if they're into arcade gaming or just retro stuff generally, computers, consoles, you know what we do, toys even sometimes we show. Hope you enjoyed this video and stay safe, have a great day and see you on the next one.